Hi everyone, this is Koryu from MangaGamer, the translator for Maggot Baits. And today I would like to talk to you about one of the themes of Maggot Baits, love, or more specifically, love as Eros versus love as Agape. If you're not already familiar with the concepts, Eros is the love of passion, romance, and sexy nights in the sheets. In some instances, it can be possessive, selfish, and wild, but when we think of desire between partners, it is often the love of Eros. In stark contrast, the love of Agape is very selfless, altruistic, and equally charitable. When people speak of the love of God, it is almost always as Agape, the unconditional love for others and sympathetic will that they too experience good things. At its core, Maggot Baits wants us to examine these two types of love and determine whether or not they can truly be called love. It also wants us to judge which we find has more merit, as both are pitted against each other in direct conflict within the story. Throughout the story, there are many characters that exhibit Eros, including the passions between the main protagonists, Shogo and Carol, as well as in the antagonists, Shimon and Brian. Between Shogo and Carol, the flames of Eros burn quietly, repressed for many reasons, yet they also color every one of their interactions with each other. Of most of the examples in this story, theirs is perhaps the closest to the ideal Eros. Meanwhile, in Shimon, the flames of Eros have burned for many years and serve as the core drive and motivation behind everything he does, whether he admits it or not. His Eros remains innocent, yet it has become somewhat corrupt through years of going unrequited. With Brian, the flames of Eros take light within his dead soul when he encounters Shogo, and who's a man that he believes to be similar to himself. His Eros is a twisted form of Eros, more possessive and destructive than anything else, yet it still quickly becomes his main drive in pursuing and fighting Shogo throughout the story. In contrast to them, the main expression of Agape in this title comes actually from its main antagonist. She is unwilling to accept Eros as a valid form of love, and in her own way harbors a deep well of Agape that extends equally to all of humanity and never places any one person before another. In fact, the creation of a utopia filled with Agape is her ultimate goal, and this Agape, this desire for the greater good above individuals, is what drives her actions throughout the story. So as you read through Maggot Baits, try to keep those two concepts in mind and take note of the ways the different characters express their Eros and their Agape. I'm curious what your thoughts will be when you've had a chance to finish playing. And I hope you'll enjoy the game when it's finally released.